glad you remember me. For a conference.
I know about
You run his oil company. Change.
the Northwestern brown swallow, or 你必须先拥抱真理。
Nothing exists alone.
So text me if you can't make it, but
Hey,
welcome back. You okay?
Stop it, stop. It wasn't your fault.
Could be her, could be someone she works with. Any of them.
strange, isn't it? An invitation. 3. Isn't that interesting? A meeting to welcome you. You've a choice, Dr. Chuck. Can help us catch the consumardo.
Bitter than the vodka.
No, drink the vodka.
You know, I really tried. Give him a look and he wouldn't shut up.
It's okay. Who?
The Santi.
Doing? We don't have that technology. The people that work for them?
In 40 years. Off of Alexandria.
Senti?
Oui, ils rendront cela possible. Mignon. Can we provide that the Lord can? For the London summit tomorrow, we're...
They're watching. Nothing will happen to you. That's better.
A lot of blood.
Yeah, the boss just smashed. I've got a job.
Just think you're lazy.
Yeah, well, you
My job isn't
I
about...
think the police are heroes.
Well, not...
I know that Popo discouraged that 2 years, but he's still my boyfriend, so what is that? When I make my millions and I buy you a sweet pad.
His mum said it'd be a close call.
Sex toys, happy pill. What do you think?
I do data integration.
We'll be close by.
The Santi are on the way to Earth, but are they really the comrades they make themselves out to be? Three Body Problem Episode 4, Our Lord, was written by Madhuri Shekhar and directed by Minky Spyro. A young Mike Evans, Ben Schnetzer at a restaurant in London in 1982. He meets a young Yi Wenji, Zine Seng. Evans is surprised to hear from her. She says she's in town for a conference. Evans says he knows about Yi Wenji's father as it played out in Countdown. Yi Wenji says she knows about Evans' father, too, and the fact that he's inherited the oil company. Evans claims that he hasn't changed since their first encounter as it played out in Red Coast. He claims that he could have used his resources to have a greater impact, or he could have spared the swallows. Yi Wenji makes disparaging remarks about his pricey watch and cufflinks. Evans doubts her letter's motivation. Yi Wenji informs Evans that she did something at Red Coast Base. Following his tumor surgery, Will Downing, Alex Sharp has been released from the hospital. But Jack Rooney, John Bradley arrives to bring Will up an hour late. Moreover, Jack is not returning calls, which, as the last episode revealed, is due to his murder. The hospital is visited by Saul Durand, Joe Vanadepo. Why has Saul arrived? Will wonders. The security camera footage showing Jack being killed by a seemingly unseen attacker in the office of Thomas Wade. Liam Cunningham horrifies Jin Cheng, Jess Hong and Augie Salazar, Isa Gonzalez. Behind him is D.A. Shi, also known as Benedict Wong. Augie deduces that Tatiana, Marlo Kelly, the lady she met and who removed herself from surveillance camera, must be the same. D.A. Shi speculates that it may also be a co-worker. Wade relates that Virula welcomed Jin, Augie, Saul, Jack, and Will, 5 geniuses, to Oxford. However, Jack and Vera are no longer alive. He is also aware of the invitation that Jin was sent. Wade is asked by Jin how he knows it. Jin is asked by Wade if it matters. She gives him the examination invitation. Wade advises Jin to either take solace in her friend's loss or take action to put things right. Later, Jin drinks a lot of vodka at home. While he won't allow her take any medication, Augie does advise her to consume her alcohol. While trying to calm Jack down, Jin informs Orby that he got into a fight with Tatiana. Jin confides in Orby that she thinks the Santee are genuine and will arrive. Agreeing, Orby notes that humankind is not technologically advanced enough to account for the phenomena that has occurred. Jin says she has no idea how to combat extraterrestrials. However, as Orby notes, those who deal with the aliens are human, and they have both spent their whole lives engaged in conflict with mankind. Wade gets some excellent news from DAC on a rooftop in London. He's found Mike Evans, the elder one, Jonathan Price. He is on board the Judgment Day, a remodeled oil tanker that has a large satellite dish and may house up to 1,000 people. Judgment Day's deck is brimming with activity, featuring a playground crowded with kids. The black chopper from Countdown is also there. Evans moves along a corridor inside the spacecraft. When the Santee come, a youngster asks him whether she will still be alive. Evans assures her that the Santee will make arrangements for them to be alive upon their arrival if that is their desire. He informs her that miracles can be done by the Santee. However, that's what's best if it's not. When Felix gets there, he tells Evans that they have the final roster for the summit that would take place in London the next day. Evans inquired about Jack's whereabouts. Felix tells him that things didn't work out with Jack. Evans is asked if they ought to bolster security. Evans queries what protection could offer that the Lord is unable to. After work, Evans calls the Santee. They let him know that his enemies know about the upcoming conference. Besides, they're observing him. The Santee reassures him that they are safe with the aliens and that nothing bad would happen to any of you. Evans seemed relieved. DAC is seen somewhere, watching his son engage in combat. When will his kid be getting a job? DAC queries. According to his son, he works as an entrepreneur. DAC admits to his kid that he has awful taste in guys. According to his kid, he is like his mother. After becoming wealthy and purchasing a large home, DAC's son queries if DAC will still consider him to be a loser. Will and Saul get ready for the funeral at Jack's residence. When Saul adds, "It'll be a closed coffin," a picture of the blood puddle where Jack died appears. Before Jack's family gets here, Saul asks if there are any X-Toys or PRN to get rid of. He thinks he has struck gold when he discovers a Transformers lunchbox next to the bed. However, what's inside is a box filled with emotional keepsakes, including toys, pictures, and shot glasses. Wade and DAC begin coaching Jin in the interim. She claims she's not a spy, but a scientist. DAC, however, informs her that her purpose is informational, not confrontational. All she has to do is collect intelligence and return it. However, he advises her to prepare a suitcase in case she is unable to return home. Jin queries her inability to return home. Wade notes that they are aware of her residence. Jin queries his level of belief in aliens. "You don't need to believe in Santa Claus to give gifts on Christmas," he responds. She queries his belief in Santa. "Ho ho ho," DAC responds. She takes a car to the address on the invitation later. Her mobile phone rings. Wade is here. He forbids her from bringing her phone into the building. Evans reads Little Red Riding Hood to the Santee while he is back on the JD. The Santee have no concept of deceit. They don't know how the wolf's grandmother disguise works, so they question why the youngster would allow the wolf inside. Evans describes how the wolf tricked the young one by hiding his true intentions. The Santee have no idea of this notion. Evans goes on to refer to their adversaries as pests, but he is forced to clarify that he is only employing a metaphor and does not actually mean bugs. The Santee admit that they are incapable of lying. In fact, they don't even understand the idea. Moreover, it appears that they regard the tale of Little Red Riding Hood as factual. Evans clarifies that it is only a narrative. This is interpreted by the Santee as a lie about a liar. Evans confirms this. The Santee say they must take this into account. After a little while, they think they get it. According to Evans, this is the reason the Santee require their human caregivers in order to get a deeper understanding of humans. However, according to the Santee, a liar is someone who makes up information. They claim that living with liars is impossible. They declare that you, that is, Evans or people in general, is what they are terrified of. After that, they stop talking to one another. Jin is still a driver in England. Wade uses a tablet to monitor her development from his workplace. It appears like a road in the middle of nowhere is where she is going. She then notices a black SUV in the area. As she gets closer, a person wearing night vision goggles is observing her. Daeshi is somewhere else, watching and listening in. After searching Jin for weapons, a man in a suit uses a cell phone to scan her retina to verify her identification. They climb into the vehicle and leave. Jin raises useful questions as they are driving. She is informed that our Lord would see to their needs. The SUV arrives in a desolate, isolated warehouse with decent lighting. Inside, people are mingling in a space that has been ornamented with freestanding screen projections. Jin is cordially welcomed by Tatiana. Jin receives a slightly ironic apology from her for killing Jack. Daeshi had encountered Tatiana in the graveyard in Red Coast Base, therefore she is familiar with her voice. Jin informs Tatiana that she's curious about the workings of the cosmos. Tatiana assures Jin that the solutions lie with the Lord. Tatiana claims that these individuals have been her family ever since she was a small child. She adds that their founder will be present at the conference. Wade queries how Evans was able to leave the JD without their knowledge. At the occasion, a guy steps onto the stage and demands attention. He claims that the movement's founder is here and that the rumors are accurate. Next, he presents Yi Wenji, played by Rosalind Chow. Neither Wade nor Daeshi nor Jin anticipated this. Yi Wenji expresses his particular greeting in Mandarin to the perplexed Jin. How could they have been duped? Daeshi wonders. Wade claims that individuals have control over what they hear and see. Daeshi then queries why they are permitting them to hear this. Yi Wenji steps up to the podium and starts talking. She claims that as a small child, she witnessed her nation destroyed and lost her family. Yi Wenji claims to have seen a great deal of betrayal of people in the name of advancement. In the intervening years, she wonders what has changed on Earth. Still, when the Santee show up in 4 centuries, she says she believes they will save mankind. Humanity has to get ready for the Santee in order to welcome them, according to Yi Wenji. She extends her gratitude to everyone in attendance, along with co-founder Evans and, our Lord, the Santee. Yi Weenie comes to the conclusion that the Santee will inherit Earth since they can handle it better than mankind could. However, that's when the police burst through the wall and swarm in. Yi Wenji urges the throng not to push back, saying that because this is taking place, it must be the Santee's wish. Everyone, Yi Wenji included, takes a seat. Police begin to zip-tie individuals. Tatiana watches as they start to remove Jin. As she gets up, she shoots a police officer who is taking Jin out. The warehouse bursts into gunshots and turmoil. Yi Wenji continues to sit on the platform. Police shoot a lot of the real followers of Santee. She escapes unharmed as Jin collapses to the ground. But Tatiana sees her and moves forward. With a shot of his own, Daeshi comes just in time to render Tatiana unconscious. Wade uses his tablet to listen to the mayhem. Later, stretchers are used to transport the bodies from the warehouse. The Santee believers who have survived are bundled onto a paddy cart. A paramedic examines Jin. When Daeshi shows up, she and Orbi are placed into protective custody. He informs her. Tatiana has stayed away from the law. Will gets back to his residence. He places the shot glass and toy he stole from Jack's Transformers lunchbox next to the picture of the two of them that he is staring at. Next, he takes out of his shelf a book of fairy tales. He reads the message, which was written by Jin. Inside the ambulance, Jin's cell phone calls. It's Will. He claims he wished to see how she was doing. Will claims that he felt that they could all use a vacation following Jack's burial. He invites her over and tells her he's hired a beach cottage. Jin responds, maybe it should just be us chickens, to Raj's invitation as well. Will is content with this turn of events. Jin states that she needs to inform her about a real event that is taking place. She starts out by saying that it began before they were even born. The Atlantic Ocean, north. A silver chopper takes Evans and young Yi Wenji to the JD. Yi Wenji likens gazing over the dish like meeting an old acquaintance. Evans and Yi Wenji exit the chopper as soon as it touches down. According to Evans, this will be their own exclusive research facility, unrestricted by geography or politics. Yi Wenji looks around, amazed at the apparatus. Yi Wenji claims that the last time, it took 8 years to receive an answer. However, Evans discloses that they have been sending messages in the years that have passed. Line upon line of text appears on a computer screen. Evans notifies Yi Wenji of the approaching Santee. Yi Wenji is told by him that she has given him hope. They start flirting. Yi Wenji and Wade are in an elevator in the present. He takes her into a room full with ominous, menacing characters. Wade starts asking Yi Wenji about the information about JD. She claims he won't find out if he keeps behaving so awkward. Wade notes that Yi Wenji was obtained. She believes that's because they gave it permission. Wade claims that the deceased individuals in the warehouse imply that they were not let to do anything. However, Yi Wenji is referring to the Santee as they. She reminds Wade that despite their conviction to the contrary, he has no idea what they are capable of. Yi Wenji declares that nothing can be done to stop them because they are on their way. You will be so grateful when they arrive, she continues. The menacing soundtrack implies otherwise.